gentlemen, gays and theys, sinners of all ages and variety, it's my absolute pleasure to welcome you to the first annual roast of Lucifer Morningstar! And folks, we couldn't have done this without our glorious sponsor for the evening, Aussies! The best nightclub in all of Imp City, where the drinks are stiff, the dancing sinful, and even Lucifer himself couldn't get past security without a reservation. We have 2 for $5 cocktails, blowjob shots, and of course their signature sin and tonics. So sit back, relax, and prepare for a night filled with jabs sharper than Charlie's optimism, burns hotter than Husk's hangovers, and moments so savage they'll make even Lucifer rethink some life choices. Wait, what's that? Oh, Lucifer doesn't think of anything but his ex-wife who left him? Of course not. All right, without further ado, this is the roast of one Lucifer Morningstar. Gentlemen, demons and miscreants of all sorts, gather round, for tonight is the most extraordinary evening. We've come together not to glorify greatness, but to witness something far more entertaining. Tonight, we roast the one, the only, the self-proclaimed King of Hell, Lucifer Morningstar!
Thank you, everyone. Looking forward to all the kind words you have to say about me and my family. I know where all of you live. Let's get this party started.
Lucifer, the fallen, the misguided, the drama queen of the underworld. Now, I'm sure Lucifer will tell you how powerful and regal he is. But let's be honest, he's more like a confused ruler of a disaster than a king. And tonight, we're here to remind him of that. Oh, we've got a wonderful evening planned. So sit back, relax, and prepare yourself for the roast that will be hotter than any fire you've ever set in your infernal little realm. Lucifer, darling, this is your moment to shine, because, frankly, how else could you? But before we get started, let's see who will be roasting our unbeloved king tonight. Charlie Morningstar! Now let's give his daughter Charlie a round of applause, everyone! Yes! Oh, she's so optimistic, I almost feel sorry for her. Hell and hope don't mix, my dear, but keep trying, sweetie, you might accidentally fix something. Oh, Charlie, darling, you're like the puppy in hell, adorably naive, but absolutely helpless when it comes to the real game. Adam! We have Adam, everyone! It's the first man! The perfect model for a before picture. Heaven must have been so proud of you. Right before you became, well, this. Oh, Adam, you're everything no one needed. Talk about an unholy mess. Everything that's wrong with humanity. Speaking of your messes, we also have Lilith! Lilith, ladies and gentlemen, yes, the original sinner. Or so she likes to remind us. I suppose that makes you a professional in making poor choices, You did marry Lucifer, after all. Oh, but Lilith, I do admire your persistence. No matter how many times you fall from grace, you always manage to crawl back in the most dramatic of ways. So, to that I say, bravo, darling. Angel Dust! We have Angel, celebrity of the underworld. He spends more time running from his problems than actually facing them. If you wanted to star in a horror porno, you're already doing a fantastic job of it. Angel, I think you're the only person in hell who could turn a cigarette break into a full-blown crisis. Keep up the wonderful work, darling. Husk! Yes, we have Husk, the drunken cat of hell! He spends so much time at the end of a bottle that he's only here for the free drinks. Don't worry, Husk. No one's expecting much from a guy who's barely awake anyways. I couldn't help but notice that you're always so grumpy, pussycat. It's almost like you're trying to outdo hell itself in terms of negativity. I have to admit, though, it's a remarkable achievement. God! Yes! The big guy himself! God, everyone! Yes, that one. It's a wonderful feeling, isn't it? Knowing you could have prevented all of this, yet here we are, forever stuck in this mess. God's here to remind us that sometimes even the most powerful being can make the worst of decisions. After all, look who you created! Oh, hi, Lucifer. Don't worry. We're getting to you soon. Sir Pentious! Yes, Sir Pentious, the king of underwhelming inventions. A villain with great ambitions, but no follow-through. Oh, how truly, charming. It's amazing how Sir Pentious can have so many plans, yet end up failing so consistently. If there was a trophy for almost succeeding, he'd have a whole shelf. Better than Lucifer, though, I suppose. Nifty! Oh, look at Nifty, folks. She's got the energy of a sugar rush, but the organizational skills of a hurricane. Oh, Nifty, darling, you're always cleaning, but even you can't clean up the mess that's hell. Yet you do make it sparkle with even more chaos. Jesus! Yes, that's right, everyone. We've got Jesus in the house tonight. Good thing, too. We're gonna need some Jesus after hearing what all these fools come up with. I hope you're ready to turn water into wine, because we're going to need a lot of it for half of your jokes to be even considered funny. And of course, last but certainly not least, myself, Alastor, the radio demon. They say I'm the one who controls the frequencies in hell, and I must admit, I do love to hear the static of my own success. I do love a good roast, but I must say, my words are so deliciously well done that I'll leave the competition burnt by comparison. Well, my dear audience, it seems everyone's here to enjoy a fine evening, including yours truly. Just remember, darlings, if I ever let you in on all my secrets, hell would collapse under the weight of my charm. But enough of all that. We're here to roast Lucifer. Coming to the stage, we have our first optimistically challenged Princess of Hell, Charlie Morningstar!
Dad, are you sure this is a good idea? Some of the jokes might be a little rude.
It's fine, Charlie. It's all in good fun. Be as brutally honest as you need to. Nothing can hurt my impenetrable will.
Okay then, Dad. I'm so glad you're here. I almost forgot what it was like to have a father figure around. Then again, it's hard to remember what good parenting looks like when you've been so busy avoiding everything. I mean, it's so cute, Dad. You act like you're this big, powerful ruler of hell, but every time I try to talk to you about something important, you disappear. Are you afraid of your own daughter or just too busy failing? I'm trying to make hell a better place, but with you still in charge, I think that goal's a little ambitious. I'll admit, Dad, I've learned a lot from you. Mainly how not to be a good role model, how to destroy every relationship you have, and how to ignore your kid when she needs you the most. I also can't tell if you have horns or just a permanent bad hair day. I mean, come on, Dad. You call yourself the king of hell, but I've seen better leadership in a daycare. It's honestly shocking. You've been around for centuries, Dad, and yet you still can't figure out how to hold a conversation without turning everything into a lecture or a joke. Maybe try listening sometime. I always thought you'd eventually get better at this whole parenting thing, but I guess eternity wasn't enough time for you to figure out how to be there for someone other than yourself. You really know how to throw a party, don't you? Too bad all your guests are eternally damned. Talk about bad guest management. Honestly, I don't even know what's worse, your father complex or your fashion sense. I'm all about second chances, but I'm going to need a third or a fourth to tolerate whatever you're calling parenting. You know what? That actually felt pretty good. Sorry, not sorry, Dad. Wow, this is awkward now. Well, thank you for coming out, everybody, and for all the laughs at my father's expense. I'm gonna go now.
Hey everyone, yeah, name's Adam. Whatever the hell I'm doing here. I mean, I'm having fun because I get to roast this fucking idiot over here. All right, let's see. How should I start off with? Okay. Lucifer, you think you are such a powerful ruler, but really you're just the guy who threw the mage's tantrum in heaven and said, "Oh, I could do better." Well, congratulations. All you did was make hell infinitely worse. You really left heaven to come here? I can't tell if you're a fallen angel or just a guy with the most devastating daddy issues in history. Lucifer, when it comes to family, you really take the cake. I mean, Lilith's already fallen twice, and now Charlie's the only one trying to climb up from your mess. How does it feel knowing that your daughter's doing a better job of healing souls than you ever did at ruining things? Let's be real, Lucifer. If you ever wrote a self-help book, it would be titled, How to Ruin Everything. But look cool while doing it. Is it just me, or does Lucifer have the worst public relations team? I mean, they really dropped the ball on the whole falling from heaven thing. Hell, even Satan would be like, bro, you need a better PR strategy. Lucifer, you rule hell, but I've seen better decision making at a toddler's tea party. Hey, Lucifer! Hey, you're short. I have to give it to Lilith, though. At least she doesn't hide behind a crown to make her feel important. Lucifer, you got Charlie over here trying to save souls. But let's be honest, you're like one of those who needs the most saving. Maybe if you spent less time sulking in your throne and maybe more time deciding to be a better father, your daughter wouldn't be such an emotional wreck. Lucifer, your parenting is so bad, even I don't know how to take notes from you. No, but seriously, Lucifer, thanks for inviting me. You may be awful, but you might have actually done better than our dad. Thanks, everyone, and good night. I'm not going any further because I'm tied around my cord.
Thank you, everyone. It's good to see me, isn't it? Lucifer, darling, I'm still trying to figure out, did you fall from heaven because you wanted power, or were you just mad that they gave you the wrong shade of eyeliner? You spent millions of years chasing true love, and yet you ended up with yourself. Talk about a case of narcissism, huh? You'd think you'd at least try to date someone who doesn't remind you of you. You were supposed to be the most beautiful angel. We all see how that turned out. I know you like to think of yourself as the ultimate bad boy, Lucifer, but let's be honest. You couldn't handle true intimacy if it slapped you across the face. You've got the emotional maturity of a teenage demon. Try growing up, maybe. It explains the height, at least. Do you ever get tired of reminding everyone you're the king? Or is it just something you've got to say every 5 minutes to stay relevant? I mean, Lucifer, if you spend as much time trying to lead hell as you did trying to get my approval, how might actually be a nice place once in a while. Honestly, it's cute that you think hell needs you to rule it. I've been running the show for centuries while you're too busy sulking in your throne, pretending to be the most powerful being in the universe. I'm just waiting for you to realize I've been the real boss bitch all along. Honestly, you're less the king of hell and more the guy everyone feels bad for in the group chat. Oh, Lucifer, you're so full of yourself, you make an inflatable ego look deflated. I mean, look at you, Lucifer. You really thought a crown and a throne would make you appealing? Guess what? It's not working. Anyways, I think I've just about said everything I needed to say. Oh, yes, thank you. I know I'm fantastic. Oh, sorry, I can't spend all night here. I've actually got places to be. Well, toodaloo.
Oh, hey everybody. I think you already know who I am, but it's so good to see every single one of you. Now let's get on to this little bit of roasting. Lucifer, you've got so much attitude. It's like you're always auditioning for a reality show called Worst Leader Ever. Oh, come on, Lucy. You're only like the royalty of bad decisions. You don't even need a crown. You just need a therapist. Listen, Lucy. You got all that whole dark and brewing thing down, but I gotta say, if you're as good in the bedroom as you are at ruling hell, I'm gonna need some ice cream and a safe word after this roast. Look, Lucy, I get it. You're the big bad demon, the fallen star, the whole package. But here's the thing. You've got so much baggage. You could be your own luggage cart. You'll never be going anywhere but down. But trust me, I know all about packages. Lucy, you're always boasting about how you fell from heaven. And I gotta know, did you fall headfirst into some angelic love? Or were you too busy messing up the sheets up there too? I gotta say, you look like you'd be a fun one-night stand. But I wouldn't bet on it being a happy ending. Lucifer, honey, I get it. You got the whole bad boy aesthetic thing going. But let's be real. I'm more likely to have a good time with a vampire stripper than you at your best. Prove me wrong, sweetheart. Lucifer, sweetie, I'm not saying that you're bad in the sheets, but I've seen more action in a dusty old library than I have in your palace. If you want to prove that you're the king, maybe you should show me how you get things handled in the bedroom. Lucifer, baby, you're so used to being in control, but I bet in the bedroom, you're just a little too into yourself. Ever tried letting someone else take the lead? Or are you too busy worshipping your own reflection to notice? Lucifer, they say you're all powerful and irresistible. But I think the only thing you're good at is looking real pretty while everything around you goes to hell. Literally. And that's all I got. But, hey Lucy, if you ever want a career change, just let me know, alright, sweetie? Ta-ta! Good night, everyone! Oh, Lucy. Oh, little Lucy. Are you sure you don't want a little bit of old me?
No, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to return to your seat now.
Are you sure? You could prove me wrong later.
Doesn't mean that's what's supposed
Just because I don't know. Oh, he's still recording, so I guess I'll keep going. Yeah, I know it's crazy. Listen.
Very limited time slot.
I know.
Certain slots are best left unfilled. Hey, anyone feeling hot and bothered after those roasts from Angel Dust? Just me? Well, anyway, I don't want to be here, so let's get this over with. Lucifer, the man of the millennia. You might be the only person in hell with a worse attitude than I have. You know, Lucifer, it's kinda hilarious. You got millions of souls to torment, and all you really seem to do is torment yourself and whine about it. At least you still have a damn soul. It's cute how you try to act like you're above everything, but we all know the truth. You're just a bitter, lonely soul, stuck in hell because you can't handle losing your wife. Honestly, I met drunk cats with more self-worth. Hell, I'm one of them. Lucifer, for a ruler of hell, you sure spend a lot of time just sitting on your throne, staring at your reflection. You're like a cat who thinks he runs the house, but still can't figure out how to open the door. Ever think of getting a hobby to help with all that depression of yours? I mean, the rubber ducks are fine, but I'm starting to think you're just too busy wallowing in self-pity to do anything useful. Lucifer, you're the kind of guy who'd play a game of chess with a houseplant. You'd probably lose a game of chess to a houseplant. I've seen more stability in a game of Jenga than I've seen in your entire rule. I don't think hell's even the problem, Lucifer. You just make everything look like it's on fire for no reason. Probably makes your life feel normal by comparison. You are such a bad father that even Alastor threatens to take that title from you. And he's had sex less times than the Virgin Mary. Lucifer, you are such a loser, I'm surprised you never sang with angel dust tonight. Then again, you would have made it a solo. All about you, as usual. But anyway, thank you for showing us all that even losers can be kings too. Good night, everybody.
Hey everyone, I made all you fuckers, so you better laugh at all my jokes. Wouldn't want to have to smite some of you. Lucifer, I gave you free will, and you used it to create the worst hell anyone has ever known. Supporting slavery would have been a better option than giving you freedom. I mean, look at you, Lucy. Used to be called the light bringer. Now I don't know how many of you it would take to even screw in a light bulb. I mean, you're so tiny. I'm surprised you even fit in the room with all your grandiose ideas. When I created you, you were radiant and towering. And now you're just the pint-sized version of the arrogant brat I threw out. Lucifer, the only thing you've ever ruled well is your lack of judgment. I mean, I really thought you'd learn something. But then again, who needs wisdom when you've got all that ego? Am I right? Lucy, if I have to consider you my child, I'm now a firm supporter in beating your children. I created the universe, but I never thought I'd end up with you as the centerpiece of hell. I mean, come on, the only thing you're good at is creating problems and then making them worse. Congratulations on your special talent. I mean, damn, look at you, Lucy. You've fallen so far, even I had to block your calls. I gave you free will, but now I'm considering taking it back. You're giving bad decisions a bad name. Thank you, Lucy. I hope they roast the shit out of you as we keep going.
Hello, everybody. My name is Sir Pentious, and I'm super excited to get this roast on Lucifer. You've got a throne, but no idea what to do with it, huh? You should give it to me. I'd make a much better ruler. If I had a nickel for every time you made a bad decision, Lucifer, I'd be ruling hell by now. I'm an evil genius. I'm not good at jokes. The only thing The only thing that you're successfully conquered is being really, really bad at this whole king thing. You're less of the king of hell and more of the guy who forgot to pay his rent last month. Heaven hates you so much, they'd rather let me go through the pearly gates than you! They say we both had big dreams and big ambitions. At least my dreams and inventions come to life, though. You call yourself clever, but I bet my last eggplant that you don't even understand half the books in your own library. Meanwhile, I can quote entire volumes of the art of war in my sleep after coming up with these 3 new strategies for world domination. So, you've mastered the ability to turn into a snake. Well, I'm a snake all the time. So what does that make of me? Should I steal Lilith next? Perhaps I shall. Say what you want, Lucifer, but you will always be inferior to me. You will always only have one dick. So, Lucifer,
I'm down here. Lucifer, you're like a before picture in a cleaning ad. You really need a makeover. If I had to clean up after your ego, I'd need industrial cleaning supplies. Yikes, Lucifer. What happened to your glow? You look like you've been burning the candle at both ends. And I mean literally. Your skin's looking a little crispy. Lucifer, you may try to look pretty, but your personal hygiene, it's more like the ruler of dirt. You're supposed to be a bad boy, Lucifer, but I think you're just bad, boy. Lucifer, you're so messy. Even I can't clean up after you. Bad boy, huh? More like bad odor. Ever heard of a little thing called bathing, Lucifer? I bet even Hell's Fire couldn't get rid of the stench of you. Oh, Lucifer, you've got that bad boy aura, but I think you're just so filthy that no one's brave enough to tell you that you're a dirty, dirty boy. I've seen demons who look more polished after a 5-minute bath in toxic sludge. You sure you're not just trying to look like you've got the whole dangerous ruler thing going on? Honestly, Lucifer, if I had a broom for every mess you've made, I'd have a vacuum empire by now. Sorry I had to do that to you, but seriously, you just really need to, really get in there, because it's definitely dusty. And, there you go. You should still probably shower, though.
It's your boy, Jesus. Lucifer, you really thought you could rule hell, but you ended up making it a lame nightclub. How's that working out for you? You know, Lucifer, I turned water into wine. You turned your life into a wreck. I think I'm doing better, don't you think? Lucifer, you call yourself the king of hell, but you're still trying to sell VIP passes to a place where everybody's already stuck. Real good leadership there. Lucifer, you were God's most trusted angel, and now you're stuck as a glorified landlord for the worst real estate in existence. Great career move, genius. I had 12 apostles. You have, well, those losers over there? I'd say we're not on the same level, buddy. Now, the devil may be in the details, but Lucifer, you're just in the drama. Get over yourself. You should have actually been canceled. Lucifer, I get it. You wanted to be number 1. But now you're stuck with the only job where getting a promotion means causing more chaos. How's that working out for you? You really let pride drown you, huh? I walked on water, and you can't even keep your family afloat. Thank you, everyone. And Lucy, fucking suck on these, bitch.
Lucifer, how precious! A doting father who just can't seem to escape the family drama. It must be exhausting to be both king of hell and the punchline of your own daughter's existence. I see Charlie's rebellious streak has been inherited. But no worries, Lucifer. I'm sure you've taught her everything not to do as a parent. That glow-up must be charming. You're only one bad decision away from being the laughingstock of hell, Lucy. Just thought I'd remind you. Oh, Lucifer, your reign over hell is as organized as a clown convention. That does make sense, though. You were a clown long before you started dressing like one. You're master of hell, but the only thing you've mastered is making your daughter feel incredibly uncomfortable. Honestly, Lucifer, I could roast you for hours, but I'm afraid you might combust from all the self-ignition happening inside of your soul. You know, you're like a joke that just doesn't land, awkwardly loud and incredibly confusing. But how truly heartwarming, Lucifer, that you and Lilith are together here after all these years. I mean, after all, what's more romantic than 1,000 years of mutual resentment and passive-aggressive maneuvering? Oh, but Lucifer, you must feel so accomplished. A wife and a daughter who only wants to undo everything that you've built. It's almost adorable how you pretend everything's perfect in that little family of yours. Oh, Lucy, you are a true marvel, an eternal failure draped in gold. Your very existence is a monument to how far you've truly fallen. I'd almost be impressed by your inability to succeed if it weren't so utterly predictable.
Ah, how precious. All the mortal souls and demons alike all gathered to throw stones at the devil himself. How very predictable. Yes, laugh, mock. Go ahead. Revel in your little jabs. I've heard it all before. It must be so delightful to believe that you actually have something to say that could possibly sting me. But then again, what could you say that would rattle someone who's been burning in eternal pride for centuries? I suppose if I were weak enough to be hurt by the likes of you, your little quips might carry some more weight. But alas, I am not. Look at you, Charlie. Princess of Hell. It's a shame you got less real authority than a high school prom queen. And at least they voted for the prom queen. Anyone here ever vote for Charlie? No? Guess not. You talk about redemption, but let's be honest. The only thing that really needs redemption here is your fashion choices. Broke businesswoman meets junior prom. Meets Pennywise, apparently. I thought I was the biggest disappointment here. But here you are trying to fix a problem that I've made my career out of. Now that is disappointing. But Charlie, you are so full of hope. You see the good in everyone, including the rest of these sick freaks out here. I'd point out names, but it's basically all of you. Okay, Adam, the first man. You really set the bar low, didn't you? I mean, the whole Paradise Lost thing? Yeah, lost wasn't supposed to mean literally. You really went above and beyond to ruin it for everyone. An apple? That's all it took? Adam, you are the only person I know who can take a perfect world, burn it to the ground, and then say you've improved it when we have places like Detroit and Florida out there. Adam, the original human, a classic. What a classic failure you've turned out to be. And speaking of a classic, let's talk about your outdated wardrobe choices. Need I say more? Still, gotta admit you're a bit of a trendsetter. It's a shame the only ones to copy your trend are hate groups and child molesters. Ha! You literally had God set you up with the perfect woman and still couldn't manage to keep her. I guess I shouldn't be surprised with your track record of failing God. You had to have a woman made out of your own rib for her to stick around. Well, at least that means there's one part of your body she doesn't hate. Lilith, darling, you always claimed to be the original sinner, a true pioneer, the first one to screw up royally. and the first one to run away when things got tough. A real innovator. I'm starting to think you're a practice run for the real disasters. So, how's the Queen of Hell gig going for you? Not so good? If you want, we could open up a new regret ring, or better yet, a child abandonment ring. It's impressive that even someone as despicable and low as Adam forgot about you as soon as you left. You were so bad at your original job that Eve was an improvement. It must have been so hard for you, Lilith, being the first woman. First woman to set an example for all the little girls growing up in the world. First woman to make so many mistakes. First woman to fail repeatedly. No wonder it took thousands of years for women to get the right to vote after you were the first example. Hey, at least society's treating women equally right now. Wait, what? No? Well, one day. Angel dust, you magnificent creature. You're like glitter, sparkling, glimmering, and frankly, you're everywhere, and entirely unnecessary. The next day you regret it, the next week it just keeps popping up uninvited. Even when you appreciate it the least, you're still here. Everyone's talking about my downfall, but was it that bad? Angel, you are literally one of the most down bad people in all of hell. With how much you're on your knees, you might beat me to the fallen angel title. At least we all know Angel Dust has talent, right? Oh, he's got talent. Just not in anything that doesn't involve ruining your own life. If you put half the energy you put into self-destructive behavior into something remotely useful, you might be successful. As successful as Sir Pentious even. Angel, I'd say your life is a mess. But that would be an insult to mess everywhere. There's a lot of people who work really hard to make their life a mess, and you get handed it for free. Valentino makes sure men give you all kinds of messes for free. All right, Husk. I almost forgot you were here. I'm pretty sure most people watching just remember that you were in this roast. Aren't cats supposed to be interesting to watch on YouTube? You know, Husk, if there was a competition for most unbothered creature in hell, you'd win hands down. Too bad you probably wouldn't bother to show up and collect your reward. It's impressive. When people describe you, the first word they think of is drunk. You're literally the only cat person we know in hell, and yet you're more associated with booze. You are the second most disappointing cat person, right after James Corden. Husk, you're just some teenager's gay fan fiction of Grumpy Cat, specifically after he died. All right, God's here, everyone. The creator, the one who made me perfect, then decided to ignore the consequences. Wait, you say I'm not perfect? Well, that was his goal. What does that tell you about God's good old divine judgment? You know, God, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you created hell just so you could have a place to put all of your mistakes. It's funny. God, you got all this power, but yet you've never quite figured out how to fix the mess you've made. Creating a whole universe, then just throwing it away because you can't handle any drama. The Father, the guy who created me, and then abandoned me. If there was a Father of the Year award, you'd probably just say keep it. I have better things to do. And speaking of your family drama, Adam's in the house, everyone. Jesus, too. Do we have Azrael, Martha? God, how many illegitimate children do you have? How many baby mamas are there around? You have more questionable affairs than Adam, and that is frankly impressive. Anyway, on to Sir Pentious. So ambitious, and yet somehow always just one step away from being completely useless. How wonderful it is to watch a villain so hard at work at being a joke. You know, Sir Pentious, I've seen more effective villains in a children's cartoon. And at least they managed to get the job done before their plans fail spectacularly. And you all know Sir Pentious' secret, right? Let's just say 3 tails. And nowhere to put them. I'm just kidding. It's always a circus when you come around, which is kind of great. I mean, you have people like Charlie and I walking around, and still you manage to be the biggest clown in the room. Anyway, on to Nifty. Oh, you're always cleaning. But somehow, everything always feels a little dirtier when you're around. I would never expect someone so obsessed with cleaning to have such a dirty mind. You know, I thought the maid was supposed to get rid of the cockroach infestation, not convince them to be fruitful and multiply. You know what? Maybe you and God should switch jobs. You know, Nifty, I just admire your energy. Too bad it's all spent on cleaning. Cleaning up after the mess you got yourself in with Alastor. Jesus! Yeah, you're great. Keep doing you, buddy. I'd have some roasts for you, but I really want to save the time for Alastor. Alastor the Radio Demon. I must say, you have everything to offer. Except, actual substance. You always talk about chaos and control, but honestly, Alastor, the only real chaos I see is your self-important delusions of thinking that you have any control to begin with. You talk about being a power player, Alastor, but you barely know how to control a record player, let alone find a power button. You have such a geriatric feeble demeanor that everyone over the age of 100 still calls you the old man of the group. Adam and I are literally thousands of years old, but you still manage to catch all the old man jokes. Ha! You're supposed to be the radio demon, right? The only thing demonic about you is your audio quality. The only reason people tune into your show is because your voice is more muffled than Vox. They want the white noise. They might as well just play static. Good old Alastor, always smiling. I think you're the only one in hell whose teeth are as crooked and disgusting as his ego. Your teeth resemble moldy Doritos so much that they asked to put them in a lunchly meal. Anyway, people have talked so much about my love life, my ex-wife, my rampant attraction to her. Well, at least my sexuality can be defined. Alastor, you are the horniest asexual I have ever met. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending my roast. You have all been such good sports. It's not every day that I get to publicly remind you how utterly insignificant compared to me you are, and it feels good to be challenged. But, truly, it has been charming to hear all your attempts at tearing me down. Oh, the audacity. You've all done your best, haven't you? It's just so adorable to see you think you can hurt me when I've made a career out of getting insulted repeatedly. Don't worry, everyone. Nothing personal. I still love half of you half as much as you deserve. Keep leaving more roasts on all these miscreants and myself in the comments. We'll be sure to heart the most savage roasts. Keep them coming. And so, with that in mind, I want to thank you all for joining me tonight. It's been a delightful spectacle, and you've all been so memorable. But as much fun as I've had watching you all squirm, I'll leave you with this little truth to carry home. You can roast me, you can mock me, but I will always remain your short king. Good night, everyone.